Hi there, Sandra here from the Schwowin's Nest. I am so excited for what I'm going to show you today. I've decided to create some farmhouse Halloween mini decor for my tiered tray. But before I get started, I wanted to introduce you to Yanni and Diane from DIYS. They are hosting the challenge today and it is called Sunday Funday. We can do whatever we want. If you have not seen their channel, you've got to go check it out. They are so amazing. They're fantastic of what they do and what they put together. Their co-host is Yvonne from Ginger Chick Rehab. Yvonne is after my own heart. She does tons of farmhouse home decor, some thrift flips, and trash to treasure, all sorts of great farmhouse decor. So please go down into the description box, click on the links to those ladies' channels, and make sure you go subscribe and give them your support. I am starting out with this $1.50 wood pumpkin that came from Dollarama, and I'm just taking my Dollar Tree scraper and very gently easing the label off the back. I found that if you do this very slowly and then peel really slowly, as you can see here, it looks like I'm going in slow motion, but I'm actually doing it that slowly. The label will come off really nicely. I'm also going to attempt to peel some of the label off the front. They always have so much glitter on these things, and I'm just not a glitter person. So I'm very carefully, again, just trying to ease some of it off. And when I peel really slowly, it does actually take off quite a bit of the paper. Once all the top paper is removed, I'm just going to take a medium grit sandpaper and sand down the edges just to make sure that it doesn't peel up in the future. I'll also do a little bit of sanding on the back just to get rid of some of the glue. I'm using some black chalk paint and I'm going to give this one good coat. I didn't need to give this 2 coats because the chalk paint that I'm using does really well on wood, and this is the DIY chalk paint. And I have to give credit to Holly over at Hot Humble Pie because she's the one who got me started on this. But I did change her recipe a little bit. If you're curious how to make it, just go down into my description box and I've got the recipe written out for you there. I'm also going to do the sides and the back of this pumpkin. You can probably guess from my thumbnail, if you took a look at that I'm going to attempt to do some buffalo plaid on this pumpkin. I'm using a makeup sponge and I'm cutting it down just to make a smaller square. And I'm going to then start working with the white first, and then I'll move on to gray. Here I'm just testing it on my craft paper to make sure the square is the right size. Okay, here we go. Let's see if this actually works. I'm going to eyeball the spaces in between. I'm starting in the center, and then I'm going to work my way towards the outside and then on the other side, and then I'll do a checkerboard pattern all the way down to the bottom of the pumpkin. Hey, since this is a challenge, you know the drill. Go down to my description box, click on that playlist link. You are sure to get some great inspirational ideas to decorate your home, shopping, a recipe. Who knows what's there? Go check it out. It's starting to look pretty cool, but I wanted the white to be a little bit more opaque, meaning I didn't want it so see-through. So I'm going to go over it one more time. Now it's time to start working with the gray, but I made a mistake here. I took my makeup sponge over to the sink and washed out the white, not realizing at the time that when makeup sponges get wet, they expand. So now the square is bigger, but I haven't glued into it yet. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start painting on, and then I'm going to realize that it's too big because it's overlapping on the white. So I have a brand new makeup sponge, I've cut it down to size, and now I'm going to be able to do it properly. What I'm going to do now is on every other line, I'm going to fill in all of the black squares, and that's going to give me the buffalo check pattern that I'm looking for. So for some reason, I decided to work myself down the pumpkin, and then I'm going to start working myself across. Then I just added some more of the gray down the sides. I just wanted it to look a little bit more finished, but I didn't want to add the white as well. It was good enough just with the gray. I liked it that way, so that's what I decided to do. While the pumpkin was drying, I went to my stash and I found these wooden letters. Now, I wanted to spell the word boo and I didn't have any more O's, so I took the Q's and got rid of the little line on the Q, and that turned out just fine. They looked very similar to the O's, maybe just a little bit of a rough edge on the outside. Then I painted them black with my chalk paint and set them aside to dry. I made sure that I got the top and all of the sides on the letters as well. Then while the letters were drying, I grabbed a few pieces of this Excelsior that I have. It's actually long wood shavings of aspen wood, and they're really nice and curly, so they're perfect for pumpkins. And what I'm going to do is take a couple of these strands and then glue them around the stem of the pumpkin, and then have a few of the strands kind of just curling their way out and about, just to make the pumpkin look a little bit more realistic. And the last thing for this project is gluing the letters onto the pumpkin itself. I did take a little bit of white and dry brushed the letters so they wouldn't look quite so clean. Wanted it to be just a little bit rustic. And I'm actually gluing the letters off center a little bit. The O in the center will be centered and the B will be a little bit down and the other O will be a little bit down on the other side. I just wanted to kind of look a little bit quirky. My next project is just trying to embellish some of these pumpkins that I have. There's one in the right-hand corner. You can see it's a little guy. I've painted him white. I'm now going to use this honey brown color, which is sort of a muted orange. You can see the one pumpkin has already been painted that color. And I'm just going to take this one and cover it. So this was an orange pumpkin. It was painted white. It turned out peach. Not a fan of peach. So I'm going to go give it a couple of coats of this honey brown color and just darken it up a bit, make it look a little bit more rustic and more orange, but not bright orange. For this little white pumpkin, I wanted to give him a cute little jack-o'-lantern face, so I'm just using a permanent marker and I'm going to draw in 2 triangles for his eyes, an upside down triangle for his little nose, and then I'm going to give him a really toothy grin. For the last orange pumpkin and a black pumpkin, which is just a little bit larger, I'm going to glue these two together just with some hot glue and make a cute little topiary. Look at how stinking cute these guys turned out. I even added a little bit of a buffalo check ribbon to a couple of the pumpkins. I'd like to thank Yanni, Diane, and Yvonne for hosting the challenge today. If you like this kind of content, I'd love for you to stick around a while. Click in between those 2 black arrows and you'll be subscribed to my channel. You can also like, comment, and share. Thanks so much for watching. See you in the next one.